You should make the sun vanish part 2. That video was really Dude, update the sun vanished. There's a lot of new stuff. This isn't TSV 2. Part 2, please. Right, fine, I'll do part 2. Now can you please just stop
messaging me about this godforsaken piece of...
This video is sponsored by NordVPN. Get 75% off a 3-year plan by visiting nordvpn.com/insidermind. Use code INSIDERMIND for an extra month free on your trial. One year ago today, I was putting together a video that would cover an extraordinary Twitter account known as The Sun Vanished. The account claimed the sun had disappeared and he's been living in a post-apocalyptic world. Ever since the video was released, I've had numerous messages asking me to revisit the account and update its story. So here it is. For those who missed my first video, allow me to update you on the previous events. Throughout TSV's journey, it appears some kind of invasion has taken place, with creatures known as the strobes, or headlights, roaming the lands, invading people's homes. By looking into these flashing lights, you may lose your mind. Another account appeared to be part of the story, called Tucker. We knew he was legit due to TSV following his account. This person appeared to have died at the end of my video after witnessing a strange blue light appear in his area. But pretty much on the day I released my video, it was revealed that Tucker had survived the new threat. Closing the video, TSV managed to get in contact with one of his friends, known as Danyan. We were left with a question: can we trust Danyan? While the truth wasn't clear, TSV chose the answer yes. He met up with Danyan and drove into the night. Several days passed without an update from any of the Twitter accounts, until suddenly...
I'm finally back. There's so much I have to catch you all up on. You won't believe what I've seen. After the last video I tweeted, Danyan and I drove ways into the boonies to stay away from where all the activity is in town. He brought camping gear, so we've stayed in a tent out in the woods for the last couple of weeks. It wasn't long before we were out of range from any of the cell towers, but I made sure to still document anything significant. On our way out of town, we noticed what looked to be a star in the sky, but almost as soon as I pulled my phone out, the star disappeared. Once we got far enough away where we couldn't see the city lights anymore, we set up camp. It was actually sort of peaceful for a bit, and it gave Danyan and I plenty of time to catch up.
Upon their travels, they passed a strange object hovering in the sky. Completely unaware of what they were witnessing, TSV decided to document it for his Twitter. Shortly after, TSV receives a direct message from another survivor within the Sun Vanished universe. Hey TSV, I'm Nat. I have survived 2 months now thanks to the info you've accumulated and shown us. I owe you. I want to make a guide for survival. Pick up where the news outlets left off. I have been trying to collect anything I can from other survivors out there and was wondering if you have any tips.
Without knowing your situation, all I can say is stay low. If you are inside, stay away from the windows and doors. Good luck to you and your survival guide.
By clicking on TSV's list of people he follows, you'll find a new Twitter account next to Tucker's, called Nat, Lost Sun. The entire purpose of this Twitter account is clearly to widen the world of the Sun Vanished universe, as Nat began posting stories from other survivors around the world and telling us what exactly had been going on. Hello, my name is Nat. I have survived 2 months, and if you're reading this, then so have you. I have turned this account into a guide for survival, so anyone who has access to the internet can learn more on how to stay alive via the information collected by people like you. You can help by sending in your encounters, footage, experiences, anything and everything you can to this account in direct messages. On that very same night, TSV's friend Danyan headed off with the car away from their hideout to find more fuel to siphon. But a couple of days go by, and he doesn't return. TSV sends a couple of texts in hopes to get a response, but nothing. He is alone. After the 17th of July, the Twitter account flatlined once again, but this time for a lot longer. August and September pass by with no update in sight, many people believing the story to be over. Checking the other 2 Twitter accounts, Nat was still active for a little while, but even that account eventually stopped tweeting. But it seems as though the story was far from over. To break the fourth wall for a second, the story wasn't supposed to go on hiatus for 2 months. It was actually halted by a problem that occurred behind the scenes, causing the creator to rewrite the direction of the story. During this time, the creator, Aidan Elliott, stepped forward, announcing that the web series would be on hiatus while he reworks the story, after some of his cast members could no longer help film. He also clarifies that he didn't want to reveal himself so early in the story, but he was left with no choice as he needed a bit of help funding the rest of the TSV project. Aidan Elliott himself is a young film creator who's been diving into the area of mysterious and strange web series for the past couple of years, with a YouTube channel and a Twitter page sharing some of his past projects. I wanted to bring this up because there were quite a few people who were confused on why there was such a long gap between this part of the story. TSV would finally make its comeback on October 1st, 2018, just in time for Halloween. This time we finally get a little more information on the strange creatures roaming the planet. As people have mentioned before, if the sun had disappeared, the Earth would have started to freeze. However, it seems these ships are flying around, keeping the Earth warm. TSV says there are now 2 types of places on Earth: a hot spot and a cold spot.
Oh god, it's warm here. This is a hotspot, but it's my one ticket to getting my phone charged and getting away from here. I have to get to a colder location. I promise I'll explain everything. Alright, I'm not in a cold spot yet, but where I am will do for now. The ships have certain identifiable flight patterns. You can tell where they tread often by the temperature of the area, hotspots. Where they don't go as often is much more safe. Cold spots.
TSV also explains where he'd been for the past couple of months. Turns out a group of survivors figured out his location after discovering his Twitter account. They rescued him, and that's exactly where he's been for the past 2 months. Danyan never came back during that time. It seemed as though we'd never discover what exactly happened to him. That is until TSV finally got his signal back for his phone.
Hey bud, you haven't answered any of my calls, so I don't really know if you're gonna get this or not.
Danyan goes on to explain that before the two of them met up, he got into contact with a group of people who were threatening to kill him. Looking back at some of the previous tweets, TSV did mention that Danyan was acting strange and seemed very cautious whenever TSV was posting a tweet. Out of fear, Danyan abandoned TSV. He was most likely leaving in hopes that if these people ever found him, they wouldn't find TSV. In the final parts of his text, he began reminiscing on his life and all the things he'd done, apologizing, wishing he'd been a better friend. TSV raises concerns for Danyan and explains that he wants to find him. He doesn't know if he's still alive, but he manages to track down his location, found on his phone. He finds a car and begins heading in that direction, in hopes that Danyan is still alive. This is where we'll take a quick break to talk about my sponsor, NordVPN. The money I'm making from this sponsor is actually going towards an animator I've hired for an upcoming video, so it would mean so much if you can listen to what I have to say about NordVPN, because not only will it help me, it could really help you too. If you don't have a VPN, then you leave yourself open to hackers stealing your personal information while browsing or shopping online. Having NordVPN encrypts your internet data, preventing others from accessing your personal information. One of the popular topics I talk about on my channel is a British TV show called Inside Number 9, but I get a lot of people from America or other countries telling me they can't access stuff like that on Netflix because the BBC don't like promoting shows that aren't Doctor Who or Sherlock. However, if you sign up to NordVPN, you can easily switch to one of their UK servers and access the UK version of Netflix, which has the first 3 seasons of Inside Number 9 right there for you to watch. And you don't have to stay in one particular server. You can easily switch back and forth between any of the 60+ countries that are on NordVPN whenever you want. Also, Article 13 has just recently been passed by the European Union, and many people have asked what exactly am I going to do, since this could end up with my YouTube videos being blocked worldwide, along with the risk of millions of people losing access to their social media accounts within EU countries, because things like memes could be mistakenly identified as copyright infringement. Again, NordVPN is a great place for this solution, as you can mask your IP address by switching to countries outside the EU. That's what I'm doing right now. I've had NordVPN ever since December of last year, and I'm thrilled that they've just recently reached out to sponsor my videos. If you want to help me out and help yourself out, you can get 75% off a 3-year plan by visiting nordvpn.com/insidermind and use code insidermind to get an extra month free on your trial. That's nordvpn.com/insidermind. It's also a 30-day money-back guarantee. Thank you.
had a dream about Danyan, but it was more like a memory, I guess. When we were little, we would climb into the giant dead tree in our neighborhood. The branches could barely support our weight, so we would kick and push each other's branches until one eventually would snap.
After disappearing for a whole month, TSV returns on the 29th of November, 2018, reminiscing on his past childhood experiences with Danyan, which is rather odd when you think about it. You disappear for a whole month and then suddenly begin tweeting again without explaining your absence. Fans following the story also seemed to think this was strange, and decided to ask where he'd been, in hopes to get an answer.
Wait, what the hell do you mean I've been gone for a month? It's only been a week or so. I don't remember how I got here. I'm racking my brain trying to think of what happened. I wish I tweeted more so I could remember. These were taken 4 years ago. For some reason, they were in an album called Remember. I know I sound crazy, but it feels okay to stay here. I think here is safe. Next to the water. Next to the water.
You need to leave.
Now, you are not safe. This is exactly what the water is designed for. They are gonna come for you. After finally snapping out of his delusions, he narrowly escapes one of the creatures. TSV messages Tucker shortly after to ask what exactly he meant by the water.
But what did you mean by this?
From what I've heard, that seems to be the purpose of whatever is in the water supply. It leaves you psychologically vulnerable and easily influenced by circumstances. The question is, where it came from and why. TSV finally sets off on his journey to find Danyan's location.
I have some news on my progress. I'm on a highway, the quickest route to get to Danyan's coordinates. Only problem is, this highway takes me through a city. It's risky, but if I take a chance, going through the city will take much less time than trying to go around. What do you guys think? City it is. I'll start driving again soon. Wish me luck. I was really nervous driving into the city limits, but I'm here. I'm being extremely careful, driving slow with the lights off to avoid unwanted attention. No signs of life yet, which puts me really on edge. Side note, I noticed a new photo in that album. I do not recall taking this. As I expected, the low fuel warning just dinged. Got my flashlight, bat, phone. I'm on foot now.
A few days pass by as TSV begins siphoning fuel from abandoned cars within the city. All seemed to be going well, until...
I just got back where I parked. There are 4 people standing in front of my car with their backs facing towards me. They broke my arm!
He tries to get help from his followers on how to treat a broken arm. They give the right advice, but it doesn't seem to be working.
My arm hasn't been healing. In fact, it's been getting worse. My veins surrounding the broken part are swelling and getting darker, I guess. I'm so close to the coordinates now. It's been a long time since I really thought about it. For the past few months, it's just been a mindless mission. But I don't know if I should put myself in an emotionally vulnerable mindset again. Whatever happens, happens.
Upon visiting the coordinates, nothing seems to be there. No trace of Danyan. No trace of anything. He waited for hours in hopes something would come. But nothing. TSV finally decides to give up. He gets back in his car and heads out on the road again, driving away into the distance as the story comes to a...
This car has been following me for the past 10 minutes. My blood just went cold.
Pull over. We just want to talk. This isn't Danyan, but he is safe. Pull over and let us talk to you. After pulling over, a man and woman step out of the car following him with firearms. It appears they want the Sun Vanished Twitter account. They've been keeping an eye on him. They were asking for him to hand it over, but they wouldn't tell him why.
It's just What the hell can I do? Except give my account to these people that have Danyan? People have been sending me stuff they've been seeing and hearing. Unusual activity from the military, from the headlights, the ships. I'm starting to piece together what's going on. Another photo showed up in my Remember album.
The Sun Vanished Twitter account is still going on right now, and if you want to know what's going to happen next, then I encourage you to follow the Twitter account yourself. I won't be visiting this story again on my channel, so the best way to follow its story is by visiting the main source itself. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video.